Crowder looking, throws it alley-oop. Oh! Ayton puts it down! He puts it down!
Deandre Ayton's amazing alley-oop game winner with less than a second to go helped the Phoenix Suns secure a spot in the NBA Finals for the first time in 28 years. This could very well end up being the play of this year's postseason, which inspired me to go back and check out the best single moment from every playoff run of the last 10 years. Let's see if you can guess all of these. What up everybody, my name is Stefan and this is Heat Check. Let's get into it. Last season was unlike any other, with 16 teams playing in a bubble in Orlando. Boston and Miami made the best of these unprecedented circumstances and faced off in the Eastern Conference Finals. And we had drama right from Game 1. After a tough finish with the and one by Jimmy Butler, the Heat went up by 2 in the closing seconds. The Celtics had one final possession and they put the ball in the hands of Jayson Tatum and watched him go to the basket for the dunk, chest to chest against Bam Adebayo. And then
Butler got downhill, couldn't punch it. Bam says, "Get it out of here!"
A monster game-saving block by Bam, stretching the wrist almost more than humanly possible for this play. Incredible defensive skills and overall athleticism. And we know what happened afterwards. Miami was able to win it in 6 and go to the finals. It's the second round of the 2019 playoffs. The Philadelphia 76ers are title contenders and stacked at every position with Embiid, Simmons, Harris, JJ Redick, and Jimmy Butler. At the same time, almost nobody talks about the Raptors. This grueling series was a war for every single point, and naturally it went to a deciding 7th game, down to the last seconds with the score being tied. What followed is one of the most iconic shots, an instant classic in NBA playoffs history.
Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? Game series! Toronto is won!
5 bounces off the ball, staying at the rim for what looked like a whole eternity. The arena explodes and Toronto moves on to eventually win the title in one of the most improbable runs we've ever seen. 2018 was the last season of LeBron James being in the Eastern Conference. And it was the time that we got the term LeBronto, after destroying the Raptors in both games on their home court. Game 3, however, was a close one. Tied at 103 with 8 seconds left, the Cavs were inbounding from their own basket and needed to go the length of the court in that short time. This is when James took over and delivered the final blow.
Throws up the floater. Oh, good night, Cleveland! That is for you!
A one-legged fadeaway, turning sideways to bank it in at the buzzer, crushing the Toronto Raptors with a 3-0 lead that would ultimately become a sweep. Man, teams in the East are definitely happy he's not around anymore. 2017 once again includes LeBron in the highlight, but this time on the receiving end of it. Going up against the Golden State Super Team in the finals, Cleveland got blown out in the first 2 games, but they had an opportunity to get back in the series. Up by 2 in the last minute, Korver has a chance to secure the win, but the shot is short and KD gets the rebound, which sets the scene for the dagger.
Durant for 3. It's good! Kevin Durant from downtown! And Golden State takes the lead!
Considering that it was on the biggest stage against none other than LeBron James, a shot to pretty much secure his first ever championship, this has to be the best moment in Kevin Durant's entire career so far. And the fact that this is also pretty much his signature move, the stop on a dime 1-2 pull-up, makes things that much better. But you remember how we got Durant to the Warriors in the first place, right? The previous year, these same 2 teams gave us possibly the biggest drama we could ever see in the NBA, as Cleveland came back from being down 3-1 in the finals all the way to the last minute of Game 7. They isolated Kyrie Irving on the right wing, and the rest is history.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown!
Quite possibly the biggest shot in the entire history of this league. To come back from an impossible situation, Game 7 of the finals, and to deliver a championship to the city after 52 years of sports agony, I don't think you can top that. Kyrie had the weight of the world on his shoulders for this shot, and boy did he deliver. Although this contested fadeaway bank shot at the buzzer from Derrick Rose to literally blow up the entire arena is one of my favorite moments,
fires away! The Bulls win at the buzzer!
The 2015 playoffs featured an incredible 7-game death match between the San Antonio Spurs and the Los Angeles Clippers that went down to the last second. CP3, who previously pulled his hamstring in the second quarter, played the entire game literally limping on the floor, but used every ounce of energy to get up one final shot and eliminate the Spurs with his late-game heroics.
He got it! 1 second left! Clippers by 2!
The first round of the 2014 playoffs was quite possibly the wildest ever. We had 5 of the 8 matchups going to a deciding 7th game, and moments like this one, a Vince Carter fadeaway game winner from the corner against the San Antonio Spurs, immediately comes to mind, as is the case with the series-saving block by Paul Pierce against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors in Game 7. These plays would have been a great choice, but the obvious one from this year is one that you probably even remembered the call from the commentator. Down by 2 with less than a second to go and the threat of going on the road to Houston for a deciding 7th game, a young Damian Lillard takes matters into his own hands and advances the Blazers to the second round for the first time in 14 years.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! Good! And the Blazers win the series for the first time in 14 years!
This was the shot that catapulted his career of hitting countless memorable clutch shots in the biggest games. 2013 gave us another instant classic, so let me rattle off a few forgotten ones first. Who even remembers this double clutch game-winning layup by none other than Andre Miller against the pre-championship team of Golden State Warriors? This was an awesome series, and it was a coming-out party for the Splash Brothers, who as a 6th seed knocked out the Denver Nuggets later on. Then we also got this shot by Chris Paul at the buzzer to give a 2-0 lead to the Los Angeles Clippers against the Memphis Grizzlies. There was also this unbelievable back and forth between Joe Johnson and Nate Robinson, trading blow for blow in Game 4 of the first round, one that the Chicago Bulls eventually won in triple overtime. But all of these are overshadowed by a legendary sequence with the game and the championship on the line.
James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
It's still mind-boggling to me to this day how Ray Allen backpedaled to that perfect spot, not towing the three-point line nor going out of bounds. All that in this chaos of the closing seconds and without ever looking down for orientation. A shot that instantly went down as one of the greatest ever. Do you remember a game winner by KD from 2012 that was a lighter version of that Kawhi Leonard shot? In the playoff opener against the Dallas Mavericks, down by 1 in the closing seconds, Durant needed to find a way to even get off a shot in the first place, and then of course hit it.
The scoring champ from the top against Marion. Durant pull-up jumper off the rim and in. Oh! With 1.5 left, no timeouts. Marion on the deck. Marion gets put it up, and the Thunder win.
As you can see on the replay, he actually fired it off with one hand, and to still be able to have that soft of a release to allow the ball to bounce on the rim, then backboard and go in, that just speaks about the type of shooter Kevin is at his size, which is absolutely incredible. Hey, speaking of great shots, this video is over, but if you want more content, check out an interview I did while shooting free throws. Did I finally get exposed as an awful shooter? Check it out in the description and get to know me a bit better. I had a great time and it's a fun video to watch. That's it for now. Subscribe and talk to you in the next one. Peace out. This might be a spoiler alert for the video you're about to watch.